Hello, hello, everyone. It is Fred and Neal back at ya. Hey, Fred, how you doing?
Hey Neil, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. I feel like we actually had a little bit of a lull post-election. It's a few days of times to look inward, look forward, and it's a little quiet actually. I feel like this week events-wise, which is kind of nice to just take a moment and reset. How you feeling post-election?
I'm feeling good. It's been to your point, it has definitely been slow. I think people were waiting to see the result of the election and now starting to set some more meetings and kind of chart a path forward. I know this new election is going to impact not only the life sciences sector, but all kind of different sectors. And so I think a lot of executives and investors are now, looking at their portfolio, looking at their company, and trying to chart ahead over the next 4 years and how this might impact their company and their policies going forward.
Yeah, I think uh, it's you got to compartmentalize some pieces of it to look forward, just because of the emotional response. Some are having depression, and other having elation. So it's been interesting to talk and just with my peers in that regard. Um, and I do think the venture capital world is elated. I think they think now that M&A will come back. I think Lena Khan will get the boot at the Federal Trade Commission, and therefore will open up the doors to enable M&A, which should jumpstart, liquidity in capital. So I definitely am sensing in the VC world excitement there in that regard going forward. And just what are the possibilities that what of so much change that could come to the federal government? What does that mean opportunity wise? Especially if you've got Elon, who's literally created brand new sectors, right? Carved out his own electric vehicle world, carved out his own space world, carved out his own communications. If he can privatize a lot of things that the government was doing prior, what does that mean for a lot of technology sectors going forward? So, I think the tech world is, I would say, is mostly excited, in general going forward with these results. And then capital-wise, I had heard, this wasn't me because we did two investments just last Friday alone, we wired, but a lot of people were waiting, apparently. But people were just saying, yeah, I'm going to hold off on committing to new deals because who knows if one of the persons wins, maybe all of a sudden my capital gains tax is changing. I'm moving, my fund's moving, something. So people also were just like waiting to deploy capital over the last month. So I heard. I didn't run into a lot of people like that, but that's not to say I'm running into everyone. So yeah, I think either way, we're just ready to move forward. That's for sure.
Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech. You know we got tacos and tech is on smash. For the green, guacamole. Keep accountants counting beans. Contador cuentan frijoles. Founders trying to raise some queso. La vida San Diego. School of rappy, rapping fire. Tortillas round jalapenos. In these modern times of craft beer and coffee. My coding yoga posse. Fold the body, origami. We be surfing Coronado. Eating tacos el gordo. The tacos stand in puesto. Lucha libre and sombrero. Gotta shout out Tecos Daniels by the ocean. Watch the sunset. La Jolla Shores. Entrepreneurs trying to get funded. When San Diego Startup Week is popping in the summer. Oceanside to Tijuana. SD be full of hustlers. From couch surfing to penthouses right on the beach. Tech leaders who believe stars are within reach. We interviewing founders who be shooting for the moon. Hashtag SD Techos with your host Neal Bloom. Come on! Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech. You know we got it, hey! Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech. You know we got it, hey!
Let's talk about some other stuff that went on this week. I, alongside San Diego State's Zip Launchpad, hosted Grayson Lafrenz, the founder of Power Digital, Wednesday night at San Diego State in the Zip Launchpad Center. And it was awesome to hear his kind of the full story of Power Digital. And like, I think the 7 companies he started and failed at prior, which was really cool. He really, it was about 60 students and some Techstars San Diego companies who were in attendance to hear from him. And he stayed late and answered all questions, super giving of his time. And if you ever heard Grayson talk, I mean, he's the real deal. He gives it to you straight, that's for sure. So thanks, Grayson, for staying and coming and speak. I know it was a long time in the making, and it was awesome to have you there. So thanks. And then the UCSD IGE MedDevice showcase just happened as well too. You want to give us a quick download a little bit on some of the companies that were highlighted?
Yeah, so it's great to see UCSD really invest and really put a lot of energy towards helping the next generation of startups. They hosted their 6th annual showcase where they had about 25 startups tabling. Their theme this year was game-changing impact with a focus on medtech startups. And yeah, a lot of companies I actually haven't heard of for the first time. There were some like Goldtex and Reblood, Mercury Alert AI. We had some like robotic companies. They had a prosthetic leg company as well. And really, this is like a showcase of how do you encourage PhDs and master's students and alumni of UCSD to kind of collaborate with the local investor community. There's a lot of commercialization that comes out of UCSD, not only in life sciences, but also in robotics. And the Jacobs School of Engineering has done a good job of promoting early stage companies. I think we've written about them in the past at Fresh Brew Tech. And, I think we'll just say that over the years, I'm continuing to see a maturity of companies. I think 5 years ago, you might see, one company get spun out and actually, have employees. But now we're seeing cohorts of companies each year, 10 to 15 companies, where they might employ, 2 to 10 to 15 employees. And so I think we're seeing just a maturity of university-based startups and that cross-pollination of like the private sector and academia. And it's just great to see.
Yeah, totally. I know I went last year. I wasn't able to make this year, but I went last year and met some great teams. MedDevice is not an area of specialty for me, but that's why I go, to learn and see if I can help connect and meet other investors who do have more specialty, so that when I do meet some MedDevice companies, I can connect them to, subject matter experts in that regard. So thanks to the IGE team for putting that on. You mentioned Limber, who I had met there, I think maybe 2 years ago, went on to win San Diego Angel Conference last year, and I think got a big investment out of that. And they're and they got investment from UCSD's first venture fund, I believe. They're the first team to get an investment from UCSD's fund directly. So great to see that. That's for sure. Let's talk about some news that's going on. You've obviously been tracking the beat of the life science office market. In general, commercial real estate is, going through quite a slump, specifically in Class A. But take us a little bit deeper. What are you learning and seeing right now?
Yeah, at a high level, I saw a new article out. San Diego life science office spaces is kind of sitting vacant. There's over a million square foot in office space, mostly in that La Jolla cluster, I think Sorrento Valley and Torrey Pines, etc. There's just a lot of investors who put a lot of money, and developers put a lot of money in creating new office space, to office and lab space to serve the booming life science ecosystem. In 2020 and 2021, we saw a resurgence in funding. There was like 9 billion pumped in, I think, 2021. A lot of that was in life sciences, some in tech. And so investors and developers thought that, they needed more space. And so ultimately they overbuilt, and there's been a consolidation in the life sciences ecosystem. I think the majority of layoffs have come from the life sciences scene over the last 2 years. And as a result, office is sitting vacant. So the article, we'll link it in the show notes, goes into deeper of this trend. But I am seeing some of the later stage companies, Series C and up, they're actually doubling down on office space and moving into to new locations or relocating. I'm seeing more and more companies, not just in life sciences, move more north. I'm seeing companies go to Encinitas in North County. And so it's fascinating to see that trend as well. But I think long term, you know, we need space for life science companies, and so there will be some of these get repurposed to you know, maybe some housing. But I still think, you know, Torrey Pines is always going to be a hotspot for the life science hub, and so when things get better and more funding gets there, I can see that space getting filled.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we talked about recently the breakthrough properties, property over in Torrey Hills that came online, had a ribbon cutting, and was already filled, even though it's not even finished being built out yet, right? And you had Pfizer taking a whole building and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, kind of it seems very look geo specific to a certain regard. So thanks for giving us a highlight, and let's keep talking about it. That's for sure. So we kind of can track what's going on. Speaking of MedDevice startups, a local startup, Hydrostasis, has, man, I've been watching the team here for 5-6 years. I first met them either through Ad Astra and or Stella, when it actually was, I think, known as Hera Angels. And they officially shipped their first product. So congratulations, team. I'm so pumped to put on. I'm a junkie for wearables. I've got my Fitbit on my wrist. I'll be wearing now a Hydrostasis on my wrist as well too. So congrats, team, and thanks for the little personalized note. Glad to be one of the first supporters, customers, if you will, on that. So if you haven't seen one of these hydration monitors, go grab one. We'll link in the show notes, and go be one of the first to test it out, give them feedback, so that you know, we can build good companies here. Speaking of wearing things, send us your swag. You know, we would love to rock our San Diego companies in the wild. Fred and I are constantly wearing hats. I'm wearing my own swag right now, Interlock Capital. If you would like some Interlock swag, send me a note. I'll send you a link to our swag site. I just purchased more Vendy Bean swag. I've had their original dad hats, and now I think they'll upgrade with some sweaters and some new hats. So send us, Fred and I, your swag, and we will wear it. That's for sure, on this show and out in the wild. Fred, you got some swag you're rocking already from some teams?
I would just say, you know, people who live in San Diego love supporting San Diego companies and San Diego brands. And you know, us having so many like lifestyle brands like Vuori Clothing and even corporate companies like ServiceNow and Qualcomm, I'm always seeing you know, just a proudness of just repping San Diego. We all came here for similar reasons, and you know, yeah, I think it's great to see like Vendy Bean and Hydrostasis them launching their brand, launching their product. You know, we should go out and support them because we're the adopters, and it's just great. We all love San Diego.
Are you been rocking the hat company that you reported on?
Yeah, Hugo House, they're taking off. They just had a new collection. I wrote about them earlier this year when they crossed 1 million in run rate. And yeah, big fan of those guys, young co-founders, and continue to crush it.
Yeah. So whether you are a clothing company or you're a tech company with clothing, send it our way, and we will support. That's for sure. Speaking of support, the Brant Cooper Leadership Fund, which was originally announced late summer after the passing of our dear friend and mentor Brant Cooper, the fund has been recently spun up to support ecosystem entrepreneurs. In a sense, people like me and Fred, people who are out there not just building companies, but building community for companies. We've got a fund where you can apply with your ecosystem project to get grant funding, cash, and mentorship. And so the application we announced being live at Startup Week. So the link is in the show notes here. Applications are due by end of year, and then they'll be awarded in 2025. And they'll be like kind of like a mentorship / incubator in a sense. So there's a group of us who have been building ecosystem who are going to mentor kind of the next generation of leaders, which is really what Brant did to a lot of us. Brant really, you know, built stuff, then kind of gave us the playbook and said, go build. And we're trying to pass that on so that we can scale ecosystem building, so we can continue to build good companies. So look for a link in the show notes there. That's our recent news. Some events coming up. There's still some stuff happening before Thanksgiving. including the March mini mingle coming up next week, November 14th. I'm so stoked to see them do a second event throughout the year, especially because you go to March mingle in March and you're like, man, we gotta wait a whole year for this. It's so fun. So I'm stoked. So look out for and sign up to join the March mini mingle November 14th. You know where it's at, Fred? Where it's happening?
I think it's at the second oldest bar in downtown San Diego. We need to get the name.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in downtown. It's the second oldest bar,
Cool.
and they're expecting 100 people to be there. Tickets are limited, so get it soon.
Okay, awesome. Also, I think it's 14th, 15th, or 15th, 16th, the Don Norman Design Award. So if you listen to this podcast, you may have heard me just interview Don Norman, kind of the godfather of user experience, human-centric design, which he turned into humanity-centric design. And now he's creating the Don Norman Design Award, which really is a global set of awards for up-and-coming leaders who are doing societal change. So humanity focus change. So it's not people who've already done it for 40 years. So it's kind of the anti-Nobel Prize, if you will. It's the up-and-comers early career to give them a nod early on of kind of a life of greatness, if you will. So go back and listen to the episode with me and Don, because what a journey and what a treasure we have him here in San Diego. And then you can actually go to the summit. Year one is going to be in San Diego, but I don't think it'll ever be again. I think next year it's going to be somewhere in Asia, he hinted at. So go check out the Don Norman Design Award and Summit. And that's coming up soon. We've got Tech the Halls, a holiday warehouse party, silent disco, at Shipcom's office in Carlsbad on December 6th. Already just booked, I think, one of our 2 DJs. And we also doing a call for if you've got some kind of hardware, like some robots, we want some robots out there doing some demos, maybe doing some robot dancing, but doing a kind of a call for robots to come, fill the space of Tech the Halls, which will be super fun. And then not lastly, but coming up, just keep it on your radar. TechCon SoCal is coming back. TechCon SoCal 2025 is coming back in mid-January. So keep an eye out on that. I'm helping again this year curate some of the talks. I'm helping on the FinTech and Deep Tech tracks. And we're already starting to announce some of the speakers, but got some good ones. So excited for that. That's it on my end, Fred. What do you got? Anything else left on your end?
We covered it. I would recommend, plugging up to the Social Coyote to understand, what's going on from an event standpoint. And we'll continue to bring you top funding news and top headlines in San Diego tech.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Fred's Substack, the Business of San Diego Substack, link in the show notes, and mine as well, Fresh Brewed Tech Substack. We appreciate all of your support, your sharing, and we're here to build a bigger and better ecosystem, which stands to benefit all of us. So thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you out there. Cheers.
Cheers.
Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech. You know we got tacos and tech is on smash. For the green, guacamole. Keep accountants counting beans. Contador cuentan frijoles. Founders trying to raise some queso. La vida San Diego. School of rappy, rapping fire. Tortillas round jalapenos. In these modern times of craft beer and coffee. My coding yoga posse. Fold the body, origami. We be surfing Coronado. Eating tacos el gordo. The tacos stand in puesto. Lucha libre and sombrero. Gotta shout out Tecos Daniels by the ocean. Watch the sunset. La Jolla Shores. Entrepreneurs trying to get funded. When San Diego Startup Week is popping in the summer. Oceanside to Tijuana. SD be full of hustlers. From couch surfing to penthouses right on the beach. Tech leaders who believe stars are within reach. We interviewing founders who be shooting for the moon. Hashtag SD Tecos with your host, Neal Bloom. Come on! Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started. You want tech and tacos, tacos and tech. You know we got it, eh? Startups get the party, startups get the party started. Startups get the party, startups get the party started.